What's up, everybody? Christina Jordan here, and I am your board certified Master Nutritionist here at Fit Body Weight Loss. And today we are doing our weekly Saturday workshop, and I'm excited because we have an awesome guest teacher here today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. First, I want to say I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here.
Well, we're thankful that you came here. I know I asked you kind of last minute. I'm like, hey, you want to come teach?
I'm like, okay. So I love educating. I think that is probably my strong point with my clients is I love to be able to give people real life solutions for like what they're dealing with. So I have been a personal trainer for 10 years, and I've done nutrition for 4 years, and just kind of continued my education throughout it. That time, just because everybody is changing and lifestyle's changing.
Right. So you are a holistic nutritionist, a registered holistic nutritionist certified, and you also have some other cool things about you. You do a lot of retreats, right? I was totally watching some of her retreats. You just went to Hawaii.
Yes.
And did this like amazing retreat, right?
Yes.
And you were eating like coconuts off the land, and it looked so inspiring.
Yes. So the reason why I went that route with it is because most people, when they get their weight loss goals and then
Right.
they go on vacation, and they're like,
Well, then
like
you're exposed
scared.
to all that bad food when you go on vacation.
well,
So was
there's
this
so
a
much good
vacation for
food.
you? Were you like so relaxed, or were you working the whole time?
Oh no, I was relaxed. I was in Hawaii. I love Hawaii.
Oh.
I think Hawaii
I gotta
is
take
like
a lesson
heaven.
from her. She actually relaxes on her vacation.
No, and when you eat good food, so it was all when you eat off the land, then you feel
Can
good.
you guys even imagine that? Like what that would be like to eat off the land like that?
I said that to
It'd be
somebody,
awesome.
and he was
Wouldn't
like,
it
"When
be
you eat
awesome?
off the land, that sounds weird." I'm like,
No.
"No, we plant our food and we pick it and then we fix it and we eat it and then we have good energy, and then you have energy to go do all your excursions instead of sitting on the beach and drinking and then recovering."
Right. So instead of doing all the junk food and the garbage food and all that, you're enjoying real, amazing food. So just to recap for our wonderful ladies that are here, I'm Christina Jordan. I'm actually the board certified Master Nutritionist here at Fit Body. And today we have a special guest teacher, Jodi DiPriest. And she is a registered certified holistic nutritionist with over 10 years experience. And this girl is a personal trainer. Like, she has got some banging guns over here. And literally, we've known each other a while, but we haven't ever had the chance to work together. So I asked her to come and share with us some amazing foods out there that are superfoods for a metabolism makeover. And she just got back from doing this amazing retreat in Hawaii where she took how many women and men? Did you take men, or is it all women?
No, it was we had a couple of couples that came, and
Okay.
it was they
So
ranged
it's men and
anywhere
women?
from 20 to like 65.
Really? So it's very diverse.
Yes.
And
very
she
diverse.
took them to Hawaii, and they ate off the land and did like a total holistic retreat. And I'm like, who better to have come and talk about foods for longevity, for wellness? Because I know that you and I chatted, and I believe that wellness and a healthy weight go hand in hand. I don't personally believe that you should sacrifice your health in order to lose a few pounds.
No.
And I've never taken that stance, and every time I have, I've been miserable, grumpy. I want to bite my husband's face off. I don't stick with it, and I gain the weight back. Like, it never stayed when I did a diet, a crash diet. What's your thoughts? And I would love another professional's opinion on what's your feelings about diets.
I like diets. I like meal plans. So having a lifestyle is going to be something that's sustainable. So anybody can do something for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and then what?
Then
so
what?
you lose the weight, and then you feel great, and you're like, well, I can just have one cookie. That's okay. Or
Now
"Oh,
you
we're
have
just doing that."
you have kids too, right?
Absolutely. So I have a 17-year-old and 20-year-old, and they play sports, and it's so it's cool that I can be their trainer and their mom and
Right.
nutritionist.
Do they listen to you?
I think like any kids, they love the pizza that their dad gives them, and then they also love they love sushi. Because I expose them to good food, they have a diverse palate, and they love food.
That's
So
awesome.
They love good food.
Okay, so do you have our list?
I do.
Let's get into this.
Okay.
So between the two of us, you have over 2 decades of experience on helping people get healthy. So here's what we want to encourage you, because for those of you watching, thank you for tuning in, and ladies who are here, thank you, every single one of you, for taking time out of your busy Saturdays. I know it's hard to sometimes get away, especially if you have kids or you've got stuff going on at home, and thank you, all of you, for making the time to make the trek over here. And here's what I want to say, is we're here. You get to ask questions. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to be on camera. If you do not want to be on camera, I want you to ask Teresa right here. Teresa, step on up and say hi. So she's like, dang it. That's what I do, I throw. So Teresa will be asking the questions. Oh, sorry, my hand got caught in your hair. We'll be asking the questions for you if you don't want to be on camera, okay? But if you do, then just come on up and we'll answer your questions. Feel free at any time if you have a question to ask, or if you just want to sit there and say, hey, I have a question, just kind of give us the look, okay? Or the little, hey, throw a paperclip at me. I don't care. Just let us know you have a question, okay? I don't want you to leave without getting your questions answered. So you ready to share on these foods?
Sure.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
Okay.
Let's start.
So you gave me a list of like 10 things that were a great guideline for metabolism makeover. I think some people think that eating healthy means it's going to be yucky, and that's what I run into the most. And so I just want you to eat real food in its whole form. So you pick it, and then you may not take the skin off of it, but you may, depending on what food it is. But we're going to start with the cucumbers. So that
My
is
favorite, one of my favorites.
Oh, I love cucumbers.
Yes.
Actually, my last cooking class, I did cucumber avocado soup. So when you want something that's cool and crisp, then you can throw in your cucumbers.
Did you do it cold or did you do it warm?
Cold.
You did a cold cucumber soup.
Yeah. So you like blend it up so that's your base. So when you do like a hot soup, you can blend all those vegetables up and make it warm. But in the summer, our constitution is cool, so we want something crisp. So
Right.
you can also use cucumbers in a salsa instead of having.
That is a great idea,
So
especially
good.
if you have autoimmune issues
Yes.
where you're very sensitive to peppers and onions.
Yes.
That's a fabulous idea.
So you
That's
get
a great
enough
idea.
of the juices from that, and it's like 97% water, so it's great for hydration. If you don't like water,
Excellent.
then get it from your food.
Which I also have read and seen for myself that cucumbers actually cool an overtaxed, overheated liver, which our liver actually will filter out the toxins that we're exposed to, whether it be pollution or chemicals or even chemicals in our laundry detergents, everything. Our liver is like our knight in shining armor that goes in and does all the work to filter it so we don't die. And it gets overheated, just like we do. In fact, the liver has its own metabolism, you guys. Like, it's crazy, and how it needs TLC too, and cucumbers are amazing for that liver.
Yes, you can also use it in your beauty products. You can make cucumber facials.
Do you do that? Did you do that in Hawaii? Because that would be so
I
amazing.
did not do it in Hawaii, but
next time, right? Did you do the pineapple facial or anything like that? Do any natural enzyme masks?
Not in Hawaii, but I taught a class at my last retreat locally, and we did food facials.
Food facials. I love, you guys, that's all I do. At home, that's what I do. And then I leave the expert stuff to Miss Kita over here. She is our aesthetic nurse here, and she's also our medical director. She's amazing. Come on up, Kita. I'm like, let's throw you on camera. I want, because they can't see you. They can't see you over here. Yeah, this is Kita, you guys.
Hi, guys.
She actually, today, we're doing something crazy. What are we doing?
We're doing microneedling on her today.
I'm so scared. I've never done one. Am I going to cry?
You won't cry.
Okay.
I'm gonna numb you.
She probably
so
will.
you'll be good.
Okay, so I won't cry. Now, basically, essentially, you're taking a needle roller.
Yep, I'm gonna take a needle roller and I'm gonna create microchannels and I'm gonna infuse vitamins into your skin.
Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh, so I'll be down a week. Well, but I'll still be, you guys, I'm probably still gonna do videos. I still have life to run. But
You'll be fine. Couple of days and
Okay.
you'll recover.
Okay.
But you need that week for
And you
full
also did the
recovery.
VI peel on me.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you guys, the VI peel was insane. It was amazing. Like, we peeled off, I don't know how many layers of skin. It did not hurt at all. And it was like all new, fresh. It was like the skin I should have if I wasn't a bad girl and getting out that sun too much.
Right.
But I leave that stuff, the hardcore, the real stuff, to her. She's doing it. But at home, I do all the natural, the food. What do you feel about that, being you are a medical aesthetic professional?
I love doing it. I think it's great. It's really rewarding, and when you see results, I think that's the best thing for me is when I see results on you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love being a medical esthetician.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, thank
so-
you for coming up spontaneously.
No problem.
So
if you have any
cucumbers.
questions,
Have you
guys-
done any cucumber infusions or anything with that?
No, I haven't
Are
actually.
you
But
two
I think it's a great idea.
connect
We
and
should talk.
That's right.
Definitely. All right.
All right, bye, sweetie. Thank you. So we've got our cucumbers, and you do the masks. You've done the food masks, and I'm sure you put them in your water, right?
Love it. You can use them in so many different ways. I mean, it's just, they're so diverse. But like, just going back to her, she's taking that dead skin cell level, like off of our face.
Right.
So that way when we put in the good food, then it can help detoxify, and then we can be able to sweat out the impurities.
Exactly.
So it's a holistic team is where we need.
It
all
is.
these
It's very. It
elements.
is. We are a team, and you'll find like here with Fit Body, we're not just about. We're not against any certain divisions of medical care. We work in collaboration with doctors, your surgeons, medical aesthetic services, and all around. Like we have everything we do here is it's very holistic, and it should be, because you should be doing what's best for your entire body, your entire health, not just trying to get skinny. Because when you do that, you end up hurting your kidneys, or you hurt your liver, or you throw more toxins into your body, or you go malnourished. You get malnourished, and then you kill off your good sex hormones, and then all of a sudden you wonder why you have no sex drive, and why your hair's falling out, and why you're grumpy as heck, and you're tired and you're exhausted because you starved and killed off your hormones. Because hormones need food. They need nutrition and nutrients to thrive and survive. So people who go on diets, there's a reason why your hair falls out. There's a reason why you lose your eyebrows. There's a reason why you lose your sex drive, why you get grumpy, why you're exhausted and tired and you feel like you want to die, because essentially you are. Diets,
Slow death.
yeah,
Slow
just
death.
a very, like I'm watching my palm
It is.
tree on my patio die slowly because I haven't been watering it. And I'm looking at it die and I'm like, you need water so bad. So I went out and watered it today and I'm like, I'm hoping I can bring it back. But it makes me feel so victorious when I bring it back. And that's like our bodies.
It's exactly
We can
like
bring
your
it back.
bodies. We can.
We can bring it back. I brought this thing back to life like 6 times. So
It's good. Well, then we can do the same thing with our bodies. So
we
when-
can. We so can. What's next?
So water. So going off of that, we pulled in more water into our bodies. Most people are seriously dehydrated.
Yes.
And they don't realize, they're like, well,
Yes.
I drink. I'm like, well, how much? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
if you're not being intentional with your water, you're not drinking enough. And I'm a huge culprit of that too. Like seriously, if I'm not carrying in the back room, it's not fancy, it's not pretty. I carry a gallon jug with me everywhere. I've carried it to red carpet events.
Whatever it takes to get the water in your body, do it.
It's true. And if you have like a favorite hydro flask, or like I see a lot of you have waters here, and if you're not being intentional counting it, you're probably underwater.
Sure.
Do you want to talk about some side effects?
Benefits of water.
Yeah, benefits, yeah.
So most people have adrenal fatigue, they have headaches, they have dry skin, dry hair,
Isn't that interesting? Our
constipation.
hair is an indicator.
Water, yes.
That's
Everything
crazy.
is water. So water is delivering oxygen to the cells, moving the blood through your body, and your hair is like nourished by the blood
Right,
to grow.
right.
So if you have issues there, you will usually link back to water.
And what's your hair connected to? It's connected to your head, right? So if your head, you guys, if you're brain fog, grogginess, fatigue, you're calling your kids every other name but their real name. What's your name? I know your name. You get over here now. But that's a huge sign of dehydration.
So muscle cramps, fatigue, just a lot of pain. Actually, people that are constipated, your body is going to steal water from wherever it needs it, whether it's your
Absolutely.
brain, your heart, your lungs. And so
Absolutely.
your colon has the most amount of water in it. So it's going to take from your colon, which is then going to harden the stool that's in there.
Right.
That's going to cramp your body. It's going to bloat, but your brain's going to get the water. Your
Yeah,
brain-
so you'll be able to
whatever.
drive your car here, but you won't be able to go to the bathroom
You're
at
gonna
home.
hurt, I know. So if
So
you just
water,
drink, yes.
water.
So half your body weight in ounces is a good.
Yeah,
rule.
I believe that's a minimum. I
Yes,
really
minimum.
do. I believe half your body weight in ounces. is
And
a
then
minimum.
8 ounces more if you want to lose weight, and 20 ounces if you exercise. And so
Yeah.
it's really just. And if you don't like water, I know there's a lot of people who don't like water. Add some spirulina to your water. Add some lemon to your water. Citrus.
You should grab me the green drink.
Right, I love.
Yeah,
anything green
this.
is going to create energy. In your
Spirulina
body.
is amazing. It is a superfood. Like, it deserves its own show.
It does.
In which we've covered it in the past so many times. And okay, I know this. We're going to show you something. I know this looks like swamp water, but it doesn't taste like it. And if you haven't tried this yet, for you ladies who are here, you need to try this. This is I'm going to hold it up close. This is spirulina lemonade. It is amazing. And it actually tastes amazing, doesn't it, ladies? They're all yes.
Yes.
Can I get an echoing yes? Yes. They said yes.
It didn't look good at first.
It doesn't look good. I know.
I don't know why people are afraid of green. Green is like the grass and the trees, and we love green, so eat green.
I think
Or
we
you
think it's
the
going to
cows
be bitter,
get-
but
Yes.
it's not. It's not.
No,
It's sweet. It's yummy. It tastes good, and yeah, you can exactly add some pizzazz to it.
Yes, the lemon. Anytime you have lemon and citrus outside the body, it's acidic, but when you put it inside the body, it changes the pH, and it actually helps with digestion and helps calm everything down.
What that means, when she's saying pH, what that means is you could be very acidic. When you're acidic, you'll notice inflammation happening, swelling in the eyes, the joints, the feet, the legs. Maybe even some skin rashes, conditions, bloating, swelling, even just having feeling almost anxious. That's another sign of it. All of this acidity can be balanced out with lemon water. Or, like she said, if you don't like lemon, you could go with other citrus, because some people say, I'm allergic to lemon, or I can have limes. Can I do that? Absolutely.
Yes.
Any citrus is your bestie, literally. That's good.
All day long. So if you think about, like, you're at a Chinese restaurant, they give you an orange slice on it.
Just eat it.
Because it helps digest the food. So so eat your.
And something that I think that you just said that is powerful to kind of touch on is how you said it digests the food. Because like you just said, outside of the body, the citrus is acidic. What that means is if you put that on your meats, it'll tenderize it, it'll break it down so it absorbs the marinade, right? So literally, if you are having a heavy meal, let's say you're going out to dinner, it's an anniversary or a birthday, and you decide you want to have a big old steak dinner, what should you have with it to drink?
Lemon water.
Lemon water. Good job, you guys.
Yes. Lemon and digestive enzymes, any kind of vegetable is going to help break down any of those meats. So I know one of the superfoods that you talked about was the grass-fed beef, going off of that. People say, where am I going to get my calcium? Well, the cow ate the green grass. That's where he got his calcium, which is passing on to us. So I think if we treated our food source like we treat our animals or our pets, then our food would be way
It's so true.
better.
It's so
for
true.
us.
Yeah, that is a great point. Did you guys know that there's more calcium in a bundle of spinach than there is in 2 full glasses of milk? Far more, like 300% more.
Wow.
And the calcium in the greens, like in kale, spinach, any of the awesome like leafy greens, that's a different kind of calcium, the way it breaks down in the body. So your body will actually absorb it rather than creating crystals in the bloodstream that cause issues. It's crazy, you guys. Like, literally, we've been taught wrong. It was wrong. But I'm not against milk. And anyway, I love milk. I think that there's a place for it. But I don't want you guys to discredit what your salad can do. I do. I think that, and you just got to have make sure your sources are coming from good places. That's all I can say is don't buy the cheap stuff.
Yes.
No matter whether it's milk or greens, don't buy cheap. And I suggest even trying to go local. Locally grown. Support your local, because the further it travels, the longer it dies.
The older it is.
The older it is,
The
go
more it
local.
oxidizes in your body. So,
Which we have a local grower here, don't we?
do we?
Connie? Corinne?
Yes, in our-
Corinne?
What?
You're a local grower, aren't you?
Love local growers.
Woo! Thank you,
When
local!
you grow your own food, that is amazing. So
Well, they also
absolutely
raise their own
believe-
cattle.
Oh, I love you.
Fresh milk.
I love it.
We would
Yes,
love
that
to
is
do a
when
class
milk
on
is
that.
the best for
We
you.
want to show the
Raw.
difference between real milk and what they're
Yeah.
passing as chemical dyed bleached
I can bring some
milk.
in.
Awesome,
Let's do
we
it.
love it.
Because come on in. Yeah, we would love to show the difference, because there is a difference, and even the protein is crazy different.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking in a glass of your milk, we're looking close to 13 to 17 grams of protein versus like 1 to 2 if you buy it from good old, I won't name any labels. They ban me. They're like, but yeah, it's crazy, you guys. So going local, going real, going raw, going organic, you get more life. An organic lemon versus a lemon that's maybe come across the country, been dead for a long time, you get 300% more vitamin C in an organic, locally grown lemon than you would at just something that's been dead a long time. So the fresher it is, the more alive it is, which means more nutrients you guys get.
True. And when you are local, you are eating what's in season, what's right now is good for our constitution of our body. So our body is asking for cool foods right now. It's not asking for, comfort soups or hard squashes, because that's not what's supposed to be growing in the earth right now. So if it's local and if it's in season, that means there's going to be abundance of it, and that means it's going to be cheaper. And so if you're going to, of course, bring strawberries from Washington or apples from Washington across the country, it is going to be more expensive to eat organic. But if you're eating organic locally, price per pound per nutrient density, you're actually going to spend more money in your processed foods because it's leaving a void inside your body, and you're not filling that nutrient, so then you're actually going to overeat or eat more to be able to fill that craving inside your body.
That's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. I read this article from the Medical Medium, and he was talking about how tomatoes grow during the night. They actually are fed by moonlight, and that during full moons, our bodies tend to want more tomatoes. Is that crazy or what? I'm like, that is so
it's all
crazy.
connected. I love
That's so crazy. Our body is amazing. It truly is. And so let's move on to our next food.
Okay, so we have coffee was on the list, and
Are you a coffee girl? We
I
haven't talked about this.
I did not used to drink coffee, but I do, and I think that's one of the most.
I think we're gonna get some
things.
hallelujahs
Yes,
in here
yes.
for coffee lovers.
But I
yes,
think
we
use
got
it-
an applause.
Yes.
Yay for coffee.
So we use it in just a different way, and I think anything
Yes.
you use addictively is not good for you.
No.
So it's a bean, and it comes from the earth, and there's a lot of antioxidants in it. But you can, just like coffee or just like green tea or just like meat or a tomato,
Mhm.
you can change the property of it by processing it. So if
Right.
you're going to steep it and like go through cold water and make a cold brew, you're in a concentrate, you're at a higher caffeine if that's what you want,
Mhm.
and you're going to get all those antioxidants.
Right, because when you heat things, you kill it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's with everything, whether it's coffee or if it's vegetables, right, or anything. So, and now some things we need to kill off, like we need to heat our chicken. Okay, don't go
Don't
eat
eat
raw
raw
chicken.
chicken.
But like your vegetables, you don't want to heat it. And believe it or not, technically coffee grows from the ground, so it's an
Yeah.
organic substance.
It is.
So just saying, cold brew is technically
It's one of the
healthier.
best. Yes.
It is, and
Yes.
there's more vitamins in it. There's more minerals, just like you said.
Anti-inflammatory.
And
it helps with
she also said, you're gonna get way more caffeine boost from it if you need that.
Yes. So you can use it. That's a way better pre or post workout for most
That's
people
exactly how I
than
use
any
it.
kind of a chemical that you can put in your body. So
And I used to do pre-workouts back, especially I have a friend that she actually has a gym downstairs, Jack's Figure and Fit. And when I'd go train with her, I would take a pre-workout. And I'm thinking, this is great, I'm doing what's good for my body, right? I'm gonna get pumped up. But it made me itchy. It made my hands itch. So during my workout, I'm like itching my hands with my nails.
I thought it was just Zumba day.
Zumba, yeah. I wish. And then it would cause me to get bladder infections constantly. And I went, this is crazy. What is causing this? And I finally triggered it down. It's this stupid chemical pre-workout. So I got rid of it. And I have 3 kids. I go constantly, and sometimes I need a boost to get that workout in. Otherwise, it's kind of like I'm dragging the whole time. And you're a trainer, so you understand.
I do.
I just wanted to throw things, and I did. I mean, there were more than once that I've cried and cussed my way through workouts. And
Get it out.
just do it. And I found that doing a small organic cold brew that I make at home with an organic coffee was far more effective and clean for me. No more itchies, no more bladder infections, and I was able to use it like a tool. Not an addictive drink, but a tool. And I still love it. I do.
Good.
I do.
Well, we should enjoy food, and so if I feel like I have to take that away from my clients, they're like, "Oh, now I hate you."
Yeah, then you guys are gonna want to fight us.
You should
It's
enjoy
like,
your
fight,
food.
fight,
So, when learning to have a healthy relationship with your food
Yeah.
is where we want to go with that. So if you want cream in your coffee, then coconut cream, almond milk, and they make all those in a creamer, even
Or
like a
real,
full fat,
whole, full fat milk.
coconut
Yeah.
milk. And you can use. I don't recommend liquid stevia in coffee because it changes the taste, but powdered stevia and monk fruit is gonna
Yeah.
sweeten it up just enough that. Because most people are addicted to that sugar that they put in there, and it's really not coffee at that point. It's
Yeah,
a meal,
it's
500, 600 calories of
Yeah.
just sugar with the whipped cream, and what that's gonna do is it'll give you the caffeine that you're looking for, but
Right.
also bring you crashing down.
Yeah,
So
you'll spike and
trying
fall
to avoid,
hard.
Trying to avoid that. So when you add that full fat coconut milk in there, it's actually gonna sustain your caffeine
Yep.
and give
Sometimes
you
I'll
more
even
of
put the
that
MCT oil in it too.
Absolutely,
I'll do
yes.
that as well
So
if I,
same,
yeah.
so
Because
same
I
concept.
personally, everybody's different. That's what's great. You guys modify it to what you love. Because for me, I love a whole real organic cream, and I use just a little bit, and then I put that in, and then I'll put in. I like the stevia, and I'll add MCT oil, and it keeps me from getting too buzzed, and I don't fall.
So you don't fall because of the MCT.
Right.
So if you guys don't know what
Because of the
MCT oil is, have you explained that before?
You can explain it to him, and then we do have a question. So.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
We got a question.
I love questions. So MTC oil is a fractionated coconut oil that's not going to harden and get solid.
So it always stays liquid. It's awesome for your skin, by the way.
Coconut oil.
Amazing.
It does so many different
I
things.
have it on today.
Awesome.
I
That's
love
That's the only lotion that I use.
Mhm.
In your hair and your skin, and take my makeup off with it. It's like
MCT.
coconut oil?
coconut oil is going to take the burn out of your skin, take the red out of your skin.
Yeah, MCT.
It's a medium fatty chain acid, and so your body knows how to break it down. It's going to give you lasting energy. It's great for diabetes, great for metabolism. You can use it. It's the purest form of saturated fat on the planet. There's no arachidonic acid in it that we're getting from our meat, and so it's a great balance for your.
So no,
Okay.
fat will not make you fat. It is
No.
a fat, but it's not a bad fat.
No,
it's
fat
good.
is good for you. You cannot lose fat on a no-fat diet. You have to have fat to fuel your brain. I love
High
it.
five.
10.
She said it right there.
You have to have
You
fat
have
to
to have
fuel your
fat.
brain, because otherwise you start making bad choices if your brain is not nourished.
Okay.
Yes, I love questions.
I think she had a question first.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
So explain again why the powdered stevia instead of the liquid stevia?
It just changes the taste of it. I've had a lot of people just say, I don't like, and I don't personally like it, but if you
I
want to
like
try
it though.
it's
I
a
like the
total
liquid.
of personal preference.
It's all on how you like.
yes.
So the liquid is stevia.
It's totally
is
fine.
okay to
It's
use.
totally fine. It's just
That's
It's
what I
safe. It's
use.
just
I've had
if you
it-
don't mind that it does change the flavor.
It
I
gives
like
it
the
an
way it changes the
aftertaste.
flavor
Yes.
personally, but she doesn't, and that's okay because we can all have our own preferences.
so that's not. It's neither good nor bad. It's just different.
I already knew you were going to ask that.
Well, because I use the liquid stevia.
Yeah,
because
and
don't
it's-
I use it in
totally
a lot
fine.
of things, but just in coffee for some reason, it changes the taste of it.
And just like the way you love coconut in your coffee, right? I don't, but that's okay. Essentially, we're making our coffee with the same goal
Yes.
to make it to where it will last longer and not spike and drop us. And essentially, that's what you guys need to do. Make sure you're making your coffee without the chemicals, right? We want to make sure we're getting an organic coffee based, right? And that you're making sure that you add a good fat to it, which we're recommending like MCT oil. And just by the way, we've got to give the disclaimer because I put way too much MCT oil in my first time when I used it, and let's just say I had a date with my bathroom all night. So
you do not need
Little-
more than 2. Yeah, you don't need
Little
any
bit.
more than 2 tablespoons for like that's enough fat for.
yeah, very little. I'm
One
like,
tablespoon is
"What?"
gonna be good.
I'm like, this
yeah.
is so good for me.
Oh,
I'm
so
sure more is
yummy.
better.
Better
It's
is
not.
no, more is not always
Very,
better.
yeah, a little bit. And everybody is different, so start small and test it on your body so you know how you're doing, okay guys?
Sure.
So don't go drinking the MCT bottle. My husband literally takes it. He loves it.
Oh, so many people because
loves
it
it.
helps your brain. It's just nice.
It does.
It's
It's
at
a brain
Costco
fuel.
right now. I love Costco. I don't know if I'm supposed to
Costco,
say that, but Costco
Costco.
has got the MTC oil as the organic, and I have not seen that for a while. And it's just just has a sweeter taste. But they also have almond milk if you don't want to do coconut. They have organic almond milk as well. So all good things.
We had another question. What's your
You
question?
just answered it because it really upset my stomach. That's why I stopped using it.
Okay.
But I'm just wondering, it's just maybe the brand. Maybe
Oh,
it's switched
absolutely.
to, like,
No,
organic
yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that,
brands-
because it was really rough on my stomach.
Okay.
Yes, if you're not, again, make sure it's a clean, organic line. And if one brand upsets your stomach, try a different brand. Because maybe they're not using, maybe it's rancid. And that's one thing too. Just like olive oil, it can go rancid. And if it goes rancid, it becomes like arsenic in your body, which means it's essentially poisoning you, and that's why your stomach was upset.
Where in Costco do you find it?
I was just here the other day. I think it was by the other oils, like by the avocado oil, by the seasoning and spices.
And I have found one also at Sprouts,
Yeah.
so
They
I
just
like
have the bigger bottle there.
Yeah, it's smaller at Sprouts and you pay a little bit more. So it depends. Maybe try one, see if you like it, and then if you do love it, invest into the big one, right?
Yes. And you can always use it for a salad dressing. Doesn't have to be
Or
just on your
a
coffee.
moisturizer, like
Yes.
her.
Yes, you can
Yes.
use it for all kinds of things. Like coconut is like amazing.
Oh, by the way, I do a coconut, when I do a self-care day, I'll do coconut mask in my hair. I put it in, sometimes I'll use just like the raw, the coconut oil that's not MCT, and then I'll melt it, put it in, and leave it on for like 5 hours. I'll put on an avocado mask and just, it's heaven.
I know. I sleep in it, so.
It's wonderful. It is so, you sleep in it.
I just put it right on my scalp.
Oh, I gotta go here. Oh, it's so fun. It's working.
It's more for like for my scalp, but I
love
can
it.
feel. And if it's on your skin, you have all those toxins that are seeping into your bloodstream, and so
Right.
why are you putting lotion on that has alcohol in there?
Right.
The toxins that are getting into your bloodstream, why not put something natural on?
Absolutely.
That's actually soaking in nutrients.
I actually get, oftentimes I'll get more dry using like a cheap, I have to use a good brand. And a lot of times the better brands will use more organic. They'll use real substances to create their lines. So what's next?
Let's see what else we had. Oh, we had eggs on there.
Eggs.
So just like any
My
of your
bestie.
meat, you have, you want to know your farmer. You want to know where your source is coming from.
Yes.
If you have friends that have chickens, be friends with them.
Be
because
friends with them.
You want to know
Give them a
exactly
really
where
good
they're
Christmas
coming
present.
from. Yes. So I have a
Do
lot
you
of
have chickens?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, I
this girl
know.
right here is who you need to know.
Oh,
Everyone
good.
needs to be friends with her.
We used to do that back in the day. We used to raise our own food, and that's excellent. I applaud you for taking the time for that.
So
because
I've
that's
actually
amazing.
had people want to literally argue with me over eggs, and here's the deal. I decided I would show you guys myself literally in my kitchen last month, where I took a basic egg that was brown, by the way, but it wasn't pasture raised, meaning it wasn't given the ability to move and have sunlight and be fed real food. It was probably given just a basic cheap corn-based grain, which corn wreaks havoc on your body, and it also wreaks havoc on their body, okay? And also our corn in the United States is 99.9% GMO modified because they crossbreed. Even if they say it's organic, they crossbreed. They can't help it, they can't stop it. So when you're eating these chickens, so I cracked open the egg, right, and showed you guys a picture of the egg that's just a brown, basic, non-fancy, just an egg, right? And then I cracked open the pasture raised. Did you guys see it? Did you? Okay, some were saying yes, some were saying no. We cracked open the egg that was the pasture raised egg that was organic, completely different. Somebody's like, you're lying, that's a duck egg. No, it's not a duck egg. That is a chicken egg, but it was so different, and guess what? It tasted different. Filled, and in the yolk was like bright orange.
Yes, it's because that's where all your nutrients and your fat-soluble vitamins are. So all your proteins in the white, and those rich choline and B vitamins are in the yolk. So don't just eat just the whites, because the yolk, don't be afraid of that fat. It's such a good fat. It's great to start the day on. It's going to help your metabolism. It's going to help your cravings. It's going to help. Like when I
balances your
lost my
insulin.
weight, yes, I had to change my breakfast to 2 eggs every day.
Yep, me too.
It
You guys,
was
that's
like,
what I have every single day.
love eggs.
I have 2 eggs, a handful of spinach. I throw salsa on those eggs because I like them spicy. And I have a handful of blueberries and a half an avocado every morning. I'm super boring. I've been eating the same thing for 10 years. When I go on vacation, I get that. Wherever we go, I'm like, can I get this? And if not, can you make it? And
Use that
yeah.
mask.
Yeah, and it's true,
Yes.
because whenever I was losing my weight, that's exactly what I did. And I didn't like eggs when I started. I had to learn to incorporate them in, and now I absolutely love them. Now I'm addicted to them. I can't.
It's a good addiction.
They are, and it's good to become addicted to the good stuff instead of the bad stuff. And what about for people who don't like eggs or cannot do them? Maybe they have an allergy. What are you thinking?
Oh, well.
First of all, I'm sorry.
I know. I have
I'm
an allergy
sorry.
to eggs as well right now. So I would eat them like 2 or 3 times a day because I love them so much. And sometimes the things that we eat so much, we can develop intolerances to them. So if you have an aversion to eggs right now, there's lots of different substitutes. You can do flax, you can do chia seed, lots of great substitutes for that. But you're looking at if you can add fish into your diet, great omegas. There's
One of our
seeds
other
and plants.
nutritionists, she does fish every morning.
Yes,
She does,
love
I think she does
in the
salmon and
morning.
fish every morning.
Oh, salmon is like the best. And so if you have eggs, like and the walnuts, that feeds your brain in the morning. It's the healthy omegas, and it's heart healthy and for your brain. So.
Okay, yeah, and I think we need to debunk a myth. You know what I'm...
Which one is that?
You know, the egg myth, that
Okay.
eggs cause cholesterol.
Oh, they're the good cholesterol. They're going to help. I think people just, I hear a little bit of here and a little bit there, and my mom said this, and my coach said that, and Reader's Digest said this, and whatever, and we take all this information, and then we form our opinion, and it's not based off a fact or a medical journal or actual nutrition or science, and then we kind of get scared of it, so we don't do it.
Right.
And so I think we just need to
Just like in the
educate
60s
ourselves.
and 70s and 80s, everyone was afraid of fat.
Yes.
Everyone. And then what happened in the 60s, 70s, and 80s? Diabetes went rampant, and it got out of control because everyone went low fat, high sugar. So they were doing, these are fat-free crackers. You can have the whole box.
No, you can't.
And everyone got diabetes. Diabetes was not a hardcore issue until we went fat-free. And I believe the same thing with eggs. And that's where I stand. And again, other experts may want to fight us on this, but every holistic nutritionist I've ever talked to feels the same way as we do. We are pro-egg here. We are. It's an easy protein to digest. In fact, you can assimilate and break down the egg protein in like a couple hours versus red meat can take up to a couple days. So you could eat your steak dinner last night and still not have the awesome amino acids you wanted from it, and it's probably still sitting in your gut.
It is still
It
sitting.
is. Red meat
It
takes
is.
up to 3 days to digest.
Yes, and that's if you have an optimal digestive system.
So if you're someone like me who has I have to work on my digestive system. It's hard for me to break down a lot of things, and it's because of I grew up not on raw foods at all. My sister's shaking her head. We love you, Mom, if you're watching. I love you. You're amazing, Mom. But, you weren't the best cook. So we lived off of McDonald's Happy Meals as kids, didn't we?
And tacos.
And Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not real meat.
So it's not real meat. And so
But
what
I love it too.
So what happens is you develop your body's digestive enzyme system between 0 to 8 years old. So if from 0 to 8 you weren't fed very well, or maybe you were overfed the wrong things, now that you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you're wondering why you can't break down foods. And it's unfortunately not your fault now. It's from back when you were 0 to 8 years old. I know, someone just said, Mom. But it's the
They
truth.
did the best they could, but
Exactly.
now we have
My mom
more-
did the
we have
best she
more
could.
education
Oh,
now.
Mom, it's okay. She's saying, I'm sorry.
We have more
It's
education
okay.
now.
We love you. No one was teaching us this then.
That's right.
They
We
weren't
didn't
teaching
have
us this.
to.
Nobody knew.
Nobody
then
knew.
They
what they
didn't.
know now
No.
about nutrition.
Well, we
didn't
didn't
know.
have to because we grew our food. It was a different lifestyle. It was a
Yes.
different environment that we lived in. Most families
GMOs
were
and
oh
GMOs
my
weren't
gosh.
around until the
weren't.
80s, 1980, 81, 80 or 81, I can't remember. But that's when the first GMOs were introduced to the American public. So they were illegal, you guys. They were considered a toxic poison until 1980, 81.
They were used in warfare.
They were chemical warfare. They were created by Monsanto that created Agent Orange. And then all of a sudden they're like, 1980, let's give them to the people. And voila, like back when our parents and our grandparents went, let's say they had a birthday and the parents took them to a special burger somewhere. They were eating a different burger than we're eating now.
Very much.
It was different. It was just different. And it's sad because I have to share this. It's totally off subject, but my husband has a company and he has a gentleman that works for him, and he's from Europe. And he loves America. He's the cutest thing. He loves America. He's an English gentleman that loves America. So he came here and he works for my husband. And he said, I've only been here 1 year and I've gained over 40, almost 50 pounds. He goes, I'm not eating anything different. He's like, your American diet is making me so fat. He goes, I'm not even changing the way I'm eating. He goes, I'm eating less if anything. He goes, and I'm working out now and I'm gaining 40 or 50 pounds. He's like, your food is making me fat. And it's because our food is different than what's allowed in other countries. And likewise, I have a patient who, she's amazing, sweet girl. She went to Europe. She went to Ireland for 2 weeks. And she's like, Christina, I ate so bad. She goes in, I lost 17 pounds.
Love it. It's real food. That's
It's
why.
real food. That's what she said. She goes, the food was so different. It was like different. She goes,
But
we
they
ate.
don't use all that fake processed stuff.
They
in
don't,
their food
and
like
all
we
their
do.
all their meats are grass fed. Everything.
So my dad is from the Netherlands,
Okay.
and they grass feed all their
Everything.
cows.
Oh.
And their milk is better, their butter is better, their cheese is better.
Yep.
Cream is
It's
better.
all grass-fed animals, and you can go there and not gain a pound. because
Exactly.
Even their pastries are made fresh
Yeah.
and natural. They don't use a lot of the processed
Watch
stuff.
the clicks.
Sadly enough, a lot of America's products like McDonald's and Burger King are entering into Europe, and now it's going to create probably the same issue that it is
Right.
here, but it's true.
But we can't let that stop us.
No.
We're unstoppable,
But
right?
even the menu with, like, say, McDonald's in different countries is totally different
So
than here.
their food, the McDonald's there is actually better
I
than
guess
it is
healthier.
here. Like they use the better
Better sweet
potatoes,
potatoes,
so the French fries there taste better than they
Right.
do here, even at the McDonald's. So it is it's totally different.
It's food-like substance that we eat here.
Yes.
So we need to be proactive and actually plant our food, know our farmers, become a
But
community.
a lot of people, that's exactly it though, but a lot
It's
of
a
people
community.
don't know their farmers. So you have people from this city who
Come
get a
on up
bad
here.
rap.
We're gonna introduce
That's
you
right.
all to a farmer.
They know their
that comes here.
doctors,
Come
but they
up
don't
here.
know their farmers.
Come up here.
They want me on video,
We
so
want to
I'm
just
gonna-
introduce you all. So all of you watching,
Rampage.
we are going to introduce you because we were saying that people don't know their farmers. But we're going to introduce you to one of your beautiful American gorgeous farmers.
Yay!
Right here. She is one of our farmers. Thank you for doing what you do for us.
Oh.
We appreciate it. She
It
brings
does.
us in
It
the
gets
most
better
amazing
at.
vegetables,
Oh,
like
yeah.
greens this big, like
So I just got a zucchini so we have a friend who lives in the Superstition Mountains. Totally like he's a naturalist guy. Survivalist is what he is.
survivalist.
And so of course he comes to the dairy and uses our manure. But then he brings us vegetables, and so I'll bring him in sometimes. But I just got a zucchini that's like this big and like this fat, because if it's grown naturally, those items are huge. Like the watermelon can be like this big.
I know, and
so,
you brought in greens. These were
Yeah,
like green onions.
kale.
They were like a plant, like
Yeah.
this long. I've never seen green onions this long.
He gives us green onion, kale, lettuce, watermelon, zucchini, like zucchini squash. He brings in a bunch of stuff, and
That's
it's
amazing.
all grown in the Superstition Mountains. He doesn't use pesticides or anything like that. He'll bring us corn, and then there's bugs crawling in them, and I'll give them to my friends, and they're like, "Ew, no, it's got bugs in it." And I'm like, "Okay, just wash it off. It's fine. That's what they're supposed to do." But
Right.
people have pesticides and herbicides and
Which,
stuff.
yeah, and the thing is, if the bugs won't eat it, we shouldn't be eating it.
Yeah.
If the bugs won't touch, because they grow these GMO products because they're lazy and it's all about profit, and so they'll grow them to where they put these they chemical make these vegetables so bugs won't crawl in them and touch them, so they don't have to do any extra work. But the problem is they've mutated the food, and it's like you said, food-like now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if the bugs won't touch it, why the heck are we touching it?
Yeah, and so like you're talking about all these superfoods, if we did grow them ourselves, all of the food would be
More
superfoods
Yeah.
Yeah.
than what we're getting right now in the grocery stores, because it's all, you're not going to get anything truly organic unless you're actually growing it yourself.
Yeah.
And the milk is
Or
always
you know
been-
your farmer. You're going
Yes.
to a local farmer's market and you're growing local. Do you have a website?
No.
No?
And we don't really sell to like people, okay, because this is the bad thing, people get a very bad, dairymen have gotten a bad rap, and so milk was fat, you know, it makes you fat.
That's what they
And
said.
Yes,
Yeah.
and all growing up, that's what we got. Oh, milk is fat, you need to go fat free, you need, don't eat butter, eat margarine. And we never
Don't
had.
eat margarine.
Yeah.
Don't eat margarine.
We never, I know, and so we're like, no, butter is good for you, and milk is good for you, and like the cream on the,
cream.
top is
You gotta bring
like,
this up.
Look at her eyes.
I
You
know,
gotta bring
it's
this
so
up.
good. I don't know.
If you bring
how
this in, we
people-
will do a milk workshop workshop, I'm sure everyone would be super interested in learning about the difference between the milks. Would you
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
Would you guys love to sample
That would
it?
actually be cool. Like
sample
we
the
could
difference
bring
between
non-fat and 1%, 2% whole milk,
You can
and then
see the difference.
Yes.
You
see
can,
the
and it
labels
looks
get bigger.
different, you guys. It has a different even color to it slightly.
In fact, I've checked. Do you know that skim milk, the 1% milk, actually has more fat and sugar in it than the whole milk, even in the store?
Yeah.
Because they're adding to it because they've
Yes.
removed so much of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yes.
taste good if that is your flavor.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you have to
Yes.
put something
So
better.
unfortunately, we can't sell to people because the FDA has said that we
They
can
want
get,
it, they want it standardized.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so, but for us, like for me, I'm like, well, if you
Make
want-
friends with your farmer.
I know that's exactly what you need to do.
Come to our next workshop. We are going to be doing a
Yeah,
milk
because we
workshop.
can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
and
Let's do
it's-
it next Saturday.
And it's true because, you know, it's really sad. But if you know your local farmer, definitely, I got the hookup. So,
Yeah, she
Okay.
does.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you. We appreciate you, local farmers.
Thanks.
What's next?
What's the other one on that list? What did we win
Salmon.
on?
Let's talk about salmon.
More salmon. Wild. You never want to eat farm. So if you're not going to eat a chicken that hasn't got exercise, we don't want to eat farmed fish as well because they're not getting their exercise. They're not in their environmental.
And this is in
Water.
fish in general, but one fish, what's the one fish we never touch? Who knows? Tilapia. We do not want to touch tilapia at all. At all. And do you want to explain why?
Well, it's a bottom feeder and it just picks up like way too many toxins, plastics, mercury. It's not.
It's kind of like licking the bottom of your garbage can at
Pretty
home.
much.
Okay?
It's
Don't go home and lick the bottom of the garbage can, you guys. Yes,
Not
there's some
good.
particles in there that were good at one time, but right now it's not good. And that's what tilapia is. They've cut open tilapia and literally they test positive for mold. So let's not touch tilapia, you guys. That is the one fish that, and I would also say shark because they are like garbage disposals as well. They'll eat anything. And they also say swordfish tends to be the same way. So those three, I don't know if I'd touch catfish either.
Well,
But-
EWG, which is Environmental Working Group, online puts out a safe fish list. And so
Yes, that's
they
good.
are
Can
not-
you share that a little bit louder? So they-
EWG, which is the Environmental Working Group. Do you have a question?
Mahi and halibut.
It'll give you everything, like it'll go over like with what waters it comes from, whether it's the Atlantic or the Pacific. It'll tell you like sea bass. People think that sea bass is really good for you, but it actually is on the do not eat list because it
I heard
actually
it's endangered too.
it is, but it can live up to be 100 years old. So it doesn't mature till it's 20, 30 years old, which means it's picking up more toxins in its system.
Wow,
so
I didn't
salmon
know
has
that.
a life expectancy of 2 to 5 years, and so it's going
So
to be.
you want to eat a short-lived fish.
Yes. So that list is a great list to be able to go
Wow.
off.
And I also have a friend who owns an amazing salmon farm up
Ooh.
in Alaska.
Ah.
And they are like literally, she's like, it's crazy. The salmon are like jumping into your arms. Like there's so many,
Oh,
so many
exciting.
beautiful, yummy salmons to eat. I'm trying to convince her to send me some. I'm like, let's.
flash freeze that.
Yeah, I'm like,
Sorry.
we're friends. Send me a
Yes,
gift.
yes.
I'll send you a gift. And again,
That's
it's
great.
like you said with the regulations. She has the same regulations where she's not able to sell her salmon. She can only sell the pass for you to come get it yourself out of her stream because of the way the U.S. government operates.
Can we take a trip up there?
Yeah, let's do a salmon run.
Yes.
Someone's requesting a trip.
I'll take a trip. But the
Do
way
a
we can
salmon
change
workshop
that
with
is
Jordan
that
Yeah.
you spend your dollars who you support. And so if you are only going to buy wild, if you're only going to buy local, if you're only going to buy organic, you are supporting those companies and putting big pharma out. You are saying no to Monsanto, you're saying no
Yeah.
to chemicals, you're saying no to plastics, and that your dollars make a difference in where you spend your money. So
It's true.
You
that-
can get good frozen salmon from
Absolutely.
farmers at farmers market.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
and that's
can.
what my friend even does. They freeze that salmon immediately and put it in the freezers.
Yes,
and
you want to preserve that, so it's great. Same thing like with our fresh fruit, so blueberries
Yes.
is on that list.
Yes,
And so
blueberries.
freeze it because it's going to freeze those nutrients in there. They're going to wash it, what's the
Flash freeze.
Yes, blanch it and then stick it in the freezer. So you're gonna get the most amount of nutrients out of the skin of a blueberry. That's why it's great to put it in your smoothie because we don't chew very much, and so that the blender is actually acting as emulsification in your mouth, which you would do if you were gonna chew. So throw your blueberries in a smoothie if you want more of that antioxidants.
We have a
I
question.
do this time of year because I love blueberries, and you know they're not always in season. So if you go buying blueberries at Sprouts in November, they're from Chile, right?
Mhm.
So and they're always on sale this time of year because they're coming from Oregon or Washington. I buy tons of them and
Yes.
just freeze them. I have a freezer full of blueberries so then to get through the winter season.
Perfect.
So
Use
just to
them.
recap, because I know they can't hear you who is watching live, what she's saying is right now is when blueberries are on sale. So you want to buy those blueberries and flash freeze them for later.
And they're local.
And they're local, yeah. And then that's with everything, you guys. That's with most things. I don't know if lettuce would freeze well, but a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of things you can do that. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to open up some questions because we have how many minutes? 1 minute? 0 minutes. Audra has a question.
Jodi, is aged cheese better than regular cheese?
It absolutely actually is. So
Good question.
It actually has cheese has 3 times the amount of lactose than milk does. So most people have a hard time sometimes digesting milk. They have a harder time digesting cheese. And so if you are going to go with a cheese, it's going to be more of a Parmesan or something that's aged over 60 days, and then your body actually can break that down a little easier.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Good question.
It's true. If you've ever had like fake cheese, like a Velveeta or an American, and wonder why you have diarrhea afterwards, there you go.
Toxic.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's toxic. We have another question.
Well, I went to your spirulina workshop, which was really interesting. What about, I think it's called matcha powder?
Matcha?
The
Yeah.
matcha or the maca?
Or maca, that.
Okay. So maca is
I know
a
that.
root, and so it's good for the endocrine system. That's going to help with the adaptogens where your body is going to take where it needs it. Most people need it for either a thyroid or metabolism, and it can just adapt to where they're smart. And so
It
matcha
is.
is the green, like the green tea. So different.
Which are you talking
antioxidants.
about? Are you talking about matcha or maca?
It's green, that's all I know.
Okay,
That's a
matcha.
That's a matcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can use that in all different kinds of things. So it's great for fighting cancer.
Throw it in your
the
smoothie.
phytonutrients in there. Huge.
Yes, I did.
You can make protein balls out of matcha. You can make tea out of matcha. You can.
We made matcha pancakes,
Oh.
protein pancakes.
You can throw it in. It's a strong
We call them
flavor.
green monsters.
But yes, like green is good. Anytime you can have green. Think of Chinese, Asian cultures. They drink so much green tea. What does their skin look like?
Amazing.
Right.
Porcelain.
And on the maca
Pretty.
side, like what you talked about, we actually have maca in our lipoburn.
Ooh,
Actually,
nice.
yeah, we actually have maca in the lipoburn, which is
Thermogenic, so it's
yes,
going to give you
it's a fat burner.
Yes.
helps break down and synthesize fat cells. That's very real. So yeah. Any other questions? We'd love to take your questions. Anyone else got a question? Oh, go for it, please.
So, I love eggs, but I don't like them every single day. So I'm trying to like do other things for breakfast, and I tried to make a chia pudding, and it didn't taste very good.
Did your chia pudding not make it?
No.
Just got to try different things to add to them. So eggs, you can boil them, you can fry them, you can have hard boiled, lots of different ways. You can put them in the scramble, you can put them in black beans. There's lots of different ways so you don't get bored. Add a different spice or season to it. But
You
if
can make the
want-
egg muffins, frittatas.
Oh, tons. You can put them in
Omelets,
little
scrambled,
mini
sunny side.
cupcakes where you have the yolk on the bottom and then your
Oh, that is
vegetables
so
on
good.
top.
And even how you make them in the baking tins could be
Huge.
creates a whole new flavor.
It does.
Like, yeah.
So the chia seed pudding, it's great to do that overnight because you want to gel those chia seeds. So you can add a chai spice to that. You can add a raw cacao powder to that. You add stevia to that, or monk fruit, cinnamon. Then that's going to change that consistency for the chia seed.
And
pudding.
also, you could take the eggs and make like the protein pancakes, where it feels like you're having a baked good, but you're really getting all that protein from the egg too.
Perfect. I make breakfast pizza for my kids when they were little.
Oh,
So you
that
use a little
sounds fun.
skillet and you would just fry it. So you use the coconut oil or avocado oil on the bottom. Fry that egg to where it's now a little mini tortilla. And then I'll put you can use a butternut squash sauce or a marinara sauce. So you can do a breakfast sausage if you want. Then you can use a coconut cheese on the top, and now you have pizza for breakfast, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
So good way to
It's
get the
zesty.
egg. Yeah, you just are masking the egg, or you can roll it up and make it your tortilla, and you can have as your burrito.
Yeah, so last call for questions, seriously. Then we're gonna wrap up and let you guys discuss. And no, we good? We good? Kita, you got a question? Audra, Teresa, no? Okay, so well, you guys, thank you so much for coming in. Like I said, you came in on your Saturday. We're really trying to make our topics each Saturday variety, interesting, different things going on, trying different things. So Jodi, I want to thank you for coming out and being our guest today. Can we give her a round of applause? She did awesome. We are so thankful to have you. Now, just to give you a background again, and for those of you who maybe came in a little later or just tuned in watching, Jodi is a holistic nutritionist, and she's a personal trainer as well. She also puts on her own holistic retreats. She just got back from Hawaii, where they lived off the land and did this whole, how many days were you there?
7 days, 6 nights.
How heavenly.
Wow. And yeah.
And you guys,
yeah, we're going back in October.
I reached out to her, I'm like, hey, when you going again?
October.
I'm totally interested.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds amazing.
When you're in the elements, when you're using the moon and the sun and the water and the air and the sand, like that's how you rejuvenate and refresh your body.
Very
Use
refreshing.
the earth, it's what it's here for.
I love it. So we're very, very thankful to have you come and join us today. And I think it's, what is she saying?
Well, I said, if we go in October, we have to close the shop.
We have to all go.
Yeah.
My staff is asking if we can all go.
I can make room, I have room.
But we enjoyed having you. And I think we need to have you back. Maybe do some demos.
I would love it.
Because you do cooking demos too as
Yes.
well, yes?
Yes.
That's awesome. And what kind of fitness training do you tend to do?
Whatever
Everything?
is good for the client. So I'm more of a functional trainer. Most people have body ailments where their knee hurts or their back hurts, or like they sit at a desk or their shoulders hurt,
Yeah.
and so it's really just a lot of
Would you guys
corrective exercise.
enjoy a fitness one? Would that be something you'd like? Or is that kind of like I'm getting a lot of yeses?
Yeah, most people are afraid to move their body because they don't know how or because it hurts. And so if you're in an environment where you feel safe and you don't feel like everybody's watching you, and you can actually go.
That is something that
slower and learn.
I've actually heard, where people, number one reason why they don't want to go do anything is they're like, I don't want people to see me
Yeah.
doing this because I'm new, or I've wanted to do wellness training with corporations, and Susie over in accounting doesn't want Bob from HR staring at her booty in yoga shorts. She's like, no, I'm not doing it. So we just skip it, and it is something that we should touch on because it's very real, and we need to be moving and stretching and feeling good in our bodies. It's crazy. It's great. Well, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. We will be back again next Saturday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. right here at Fit Body. And this is free, totally free. Bring a friend. Like, this is good information. And if you need a friend who's a farmer, you need to come because we have a local farmer here. You can make friends with her. And we also have our amazing aesthetic nurse here who, if you're interested, stay and learn about her services as well. She does skincare. She does everything from all the chemical peels to the microneedling to the Botox to everything, injections, fillers, you name it. And then even amazing facials, right? Like medical facials.
Which, speaking of facials, today everyone that's here, if anybody is interested, I'm doing just for you guys only, $50 anti-aging or acne.
Oh, that's
Audra
awesome.
just had one yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Check out her
Okay, I need one.
That's amazing.
I need one. Yeah, we'll come talk to you. So you guys, let us know if you have any questions. And just to remind you, today and tomorrow are the last 2 days that you can take advantage of the Lipo Burn. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free for the next 2 days. And then once it's done, it's done. I extended it this week for you guys, but I can't extend it another week. I'm sorry. So just today and tomorrow is it. So let us know if you have ideas of what you'd like to learn about in the future. Like maybe you want to learn about corn, or maybe you want to learn about GMOs, or maybe about stretching or the exercises or recipes. Let us know, because your feedback is what we'll build our workshops around. We want to give you guys what you want. So let us know. Give us the feedback. We're totally open to it. And be sure and tune in. If you guys can't make it, watch live. We have it on our Fit Body Buddies private support group. but I also will be posting this to YouTube as well on our YouTube channel. So you can find it there, and if you have questions, reach out to us. Our website is fitbodyweightloss.com, and of course, we'll be tagging you in this as well, so you can find Miss Jodi over here as well. So you guys, thank you so much. Have an awesome day. We'll talk to y'all later.